You in the office, baby. Going up.
Back to the Slice Fight Network, ladies and gentlemen. We're here with Ryan Rugrat Williams. He is the current Southern Hands Slugfest lightweight champion, fighting out of Silverback boxing and MMA. How you doing today, Ryan?
Good to be here. How you doing?
Doing well, man. So give us a little bit about the background. Tell us a little bit about who Ryan Rugrat Williams is. What got him into boxing?
All right. So Ron, myself, I wasn't really a fighter for the most part. I was more of a dancer. That's how I got the name Rugrat. But I worked with my coach at a job actually before I started fighting, and he was in the fighting. And I saw him at the movies, and he was like, "You still want to train?" And then I was like, "Yeah, we could train." And it actually came up at a good time because in life, you go through a lot of things, and this really just done help me throughout my 7 months in life and became a better man in person, but also with accomplishments happening too. Was able to get a belt, win some money, pay for some stuff, you know what I'm saying, off the fight.
The small victories, yeah. It's, man, especially when you're trying to gain a little bit of momentum and a little bit of confidence in life, it's like, man, that's a springboard, that's a huge trajectory. Man, that's awesome. All right, so the Southern Hands Slugfest. Tell us a little bit about that tournament itself, because I know it's a tournament style, right?
Yeah, it's a tough man tournament style, one of the craziest tournament styles I've ever seen. First time I fought in it twice. First time being in it, I was ready, but I wasn't ready to continue on off of hard hits or anything like that with inside the ring as the first time fighting.
Yeah.
Second time going in there though, I had my head on strong. Even if I did get hit, I was like, I'm not finna go down regardless.
Right.
It's actually it's pretty tough because it's a 4-man competition in any weight bracket. So you got to fight within 4 people within that night. And of course, you can get tiring because you have to wait for other people to fight. So make sure you're well rested.
That, and you better hope you get some decisions in between then. It's like, man, hey, don't go out there and finish that dude, man. Do me a solid. I need to cover a little bit,
That helped out a lot.
That's awesome, man. Like, I love those type of things. Like, I was a huge fan of like the K1 Grand Prix back in the day. Like, I always thought that was just like awesome. But I mean, even the early UFCs where it's like, it was a tournament style and you had to go out there and you had to fight these dudes like in one night. It's like, yeah, it's like you didn't. Yeah, it's like you don't get all this time. You don't get a fight camp to prepare for this dude. It's like, man, you got to bring your skills and show up. Like, it is what it is. Like, that's the real truth right there. It's like, no, like, you don't know nothing about me. We're just showing up, and it's like, the best man wins. Like, this is how it's done. I like that, man. I like that a lot.
So, man, like, yeah, you talked about you being a dancer, man. So how much does that play in the role of boxing?
A lot, actually. When I first started boxing, I was already very swift on my feet.
Right.
And hands was already quick too, just from hand movements.
Right.
But as I continue on to get better, I'm actually incorporating some dancing moves into boxing. Just basically kind of like what Muhammad Ali do. With his feet
footwork play a big role in it.
A huge role. It's just a lot more to it.
So tell me what are one of the lessons you learned just box?
The main lesson I learned is to be respectful. Like, to be honest with you, besides the fighting, just be respectful as possible.
Yeah.
Because the respect, it'll help you out a lot more in life.
Yeah.
And it's gonna bring more light to your life.
Fact.
Like, I've got nothing but respect from when I first started boxing and doing MMA.
Fact. And I think that's one of the most key points in fighting in general. Because, like, for instance, like, I'm a big guy myself.
Mm-hmm.
A guy can come in there smaller than me and know a lot more than me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's to the point to where, like, you gotta respect the man anyway for stepping in the ring.
Factual.
You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah, win or lose, especially in the amateurs, man. It's like you're going in there with like limited skills. You know what I'm saying? It's like you're just now kind of getting your feet wet. It's like, okay, like, I'm learning that this is how you're supposed to throw that good jab. But it's like, when I watch myself throw that jab, my jab don't look like that.
Look like it.
But I still got in there and did it. And it's like, I think that's the big thing for me, about the fight community as a whole is, the character. Like, the people who are going to show up day in and day out and stick around, like like they have a certain character about them. Because I mean, you have to have that if you're gonna eat that humble pie every day.
My coach speaks about that a lot. Like I was just telling Rod earlier, I try every day as soon as I get off work to come straight to the gym, and because of that, I put off a good character to my coach. Like he vibes with that a lot. He sees I'm a good student. He sees I'm trying to prevail in whatever I'm doing.
And that's one of the things too I like, and it's a similar story to mine myself. Like we talked the other day, one of the interviews. You know, I had one of the easiest jobs. You know, me being a trainer, manager at Planet Fitness, doing what I want, like just a laid back job.
Yeah, that's laid back.
Man, you know, I was coming in here every weekend. Like that's all the time I had. You know. But I quit my easy job, got a harder job, like a factory job, just to be able to come here Monday through Friday and, you know, to put the work in. But we always talk about, coach always speaks on, it ain't a sacrifice if you're doing something you love.
Yeah,
you might get better with it, you know. So
it's more of just helping you out.
Yeah, I really commend that too, man, because it ain't easy just, you know, being consistent in something you growing to be good at. Because it's easy to do something you already good at, but growing to be good at it, it's frustrating. Yeah.
What's even more frustrating knowing that you're going in there and you suck.
Yeah.
Like that first day when you go in there, you're like, wow, man, like I really thought I knew more than I know.
Yeah.
You know, it's like this was very eye opening. Like that when you have that day, you're just like, man, do I really want to go back in here and do this again tomorrow? Especially now that you know that the uphill climb that's coming. But it's like, you just got to be like, yeah, man, I am, because that's the only way to do it. You know, like.
You got to be a sponge in those situations. Like, we talked about the respect thing. Like, the guy can be smaller than you with more knowledge, but you still got to soak up what he put out.
Right.
If he give you a beat down, bro, you got two things. You're going to come back tomorrow and learn from what happened, or you just not going to come back, and then it's going to be the worst. Like, regret. Like, you know, so.
I'll never take it as a loss.
Yeah.
Always as a learning experience.
Facts.
Well, even if you do get roughed up a little bit, it's like sometimes you got to reflect. It's like, all right, well, why did that happen?
Yeah.
Like, did I instigate that? And I just, you know, just because I was, you know, just kind of scared myself. It's like, do I need to calm down? Is that why I'm bringing this side of people out of them when we spar? Is because I don't realize it, but it's like I'm swinging on them.
Yeah,
because I'm kind of scared. You know, I'm kind of scared. So it's like I don't want it to hurt me. Yeah. It's like, but I want to get good work in. But it's like I'm trying to find where that line is. You know,
as many people as I spar, I say often, it's certain times where you know I do feel like I'm kind of scared at that moment, so I want to go ahead and get it done and get it finished. But it's all still a learning lesson. Like, don't think as it, you know what I'm saying, somebody finna come in there and whoop you up, because it's not that. We're just trying to learn and better yourself at that time.
I really don't call it being scared. I think it's just competitive anxiety. You know, because I don't think it's like you're already in the ring. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so if you got whooped at practice. Like it's time to like for that to somebody else. You know what I'm saying? So I don't call it being afraid. I think as a competitor, it's one of those things we got in us to where your body just hardens up and you just like, all right, we here. Like, you know, it's one of those moments to where it's like you just jump. You ever jumped in a pool?
Yeah.
For the first time, cold water.
Yeah. I got so I got the chance to spar felony Charles Bennett, and he whooped my tail for 7 rounds. 7 rounds. Of course, I'm an amateur. Of course, you know, I had a bunch of pro fights, but for 7 rounds, he whooped my tail, and that's because of that competitor's anxiety. To be honest with you, me knowing he's a professional, no matter what, but that 8th round was totally different.
Yep.
After the anxiety is out the way, after we done, you know, did a couple exchanges, he's talking to me throughout the whole time, trying to better me. I also feel like that's huge too. Like, you don't have to try to teach the person, but at least let that person know, you know what I'm saying, somewhat of what you're doing and what can help, because that's going to allow that person to continue on to spar well, not spar in fear.
Understand that, hey man, like what you're doing is not wrong, you just need to adjust it. It's like you're doing good things, but like this is how you clean it up, and this is what I'm seeing, and this is how I'm getting you. It's like, and if you can clean that up, man, like it'll help you.
Right on.
But it's like, I'm gonna give you a round of catching you first. Yeah. I'm gonna prove my point before I tell you about it. You know?
Put something in you. It definitely.
You gotta make a believer out of him. It's like, no, like I'm telling you, like this is what was happening. And so, but that's good, man. You know, like just getting in there and getting the reps, like stepping in, especially like with you know, like Charles Bennett, like man, like that's dude, like he has fought all over the world in every promotion, every kind of fighting you want to fight, like he'll fight you. You know, he'll grapple you. Yeah. he'll grapple you, he'll bare knuckle box you, he'll box you, he'll kickbox you, he'll MMA fight you. And so, I could definitely see that, especially like someone like myself, who, I've watched a lot of Charles Bennett fights and stuff, and it was like, there would be a bit of nostalgia at first, where it'd be like, all right, man, like this is really happening.
Yeah,
they're really gonna do this.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's cool though, man. All right, so tell us, you got anything else coming up?
Besides the Slugfest, I'm not sure yet if I want to do a third one. If we do a third one, we'll be undeniable 3-time champ, win all 3. You really can't say nothing about that. You to put up that hard work in. But within the Slugfest, it's more of a 1-minute round, so I really haven't got the time to just dance in the ring like how I want to dance in the ring. But if I can continue on and do this one more time, then we'll go on, and after that we'll do a regular boxing, couple amateur bouts, and possibly some MMA.
Okay, so when's the next one? When would you be making that decision on whether you're going to do the next one or not? Because there's one coming up, right?
Right.
Is that the one you're talking about?
One coming up. I'm doing that one for sure. That one's September 30th, and then he'll end out the year on that and start another one in January.
Okay.
But I want to fly through these competitors. From my first time doing it, not really that ready. Second time, went in there headstrong. Had a TKO. Other one was other 3 was split decisions, and then this one right here, I want all of them to be like TKO or KOs. Like if I go through that like that, then I'm all down to do the third one.
Yeah. Okay.
Dang, man, that's how you want to go out though, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so especially Slugfest, man. Like you going back to back, right?
Yeah, to back to back 1 minute round.
Cardio gotta be crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Especially, it ain't one of them fights where, okay, this fight, I'm a rest, I gotta fight in a couple more months.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, man, I gotta fight 4 dudes in one night. So it's like the cardio, how you prepare for this, man? Like,
Coach be killing me, man.
Yeah.
Coach does not play. We do hard. The least amount of cardio sessions we'll do, I'll say 10. The most is a 30-minute, and it's strictly going push-ups, bicycles, shoe shines in there all day.
Listen, man, and the crazy thing about cardio, bro, like, it gives you so much confidence. Now, in the gym, when you training for it, it's like, dang, bro, like, I know I need it, but I don't like it, bro. Like,
you ready to go?
Versus, it feels so good when you see your opponent tired. And you just up there like, all right, bro, like, winning this round. Like, you know what I'm saying?
You sit there and put them hands down.
Yeah,
we got it.
You see them in the mouth open, mouth deep. So, yeah, that's one of them things to where cardio really builds the confidence, especially in going to a fight like that. So, yeah, man.
I agree fully. Totally. I advise everybody to work on cardio before skill.
Yeah.
You can have skill all day, but if you tire out before your other opponent, you through.
Well, that's one of the things that I say is you find out who the better fighter is in the first 2 minutes. After that, it's who's in better shape and who's tougher.
Yeah.
It's like, because I mean, just the blades get dulled, like just from that initial hit. It's like you're never gonna have a sharper blade than right there at the beginning.
Yeah, that first hit is gonna make you register.
Yeah,
you're gonna tap in or tap out.
Yeah, you go find out right there. Well, especially like if you take into consideration like that the Slugfest style, with the 1 minute rounds. It's like, man, if this dude knows, like, man, I just have 1 minute, like. They're fixing to go out there and just dump the gas tank. Like, I mean, they're just going to put their foot in that gas and be like, all right, like, make it to the bell. Like, it's just a sprint every round, like especially like pro boxing, like when you start getting, 10, 12 rounds, it's like, man, these dudes ain't filling each other out. It's like they're killing time for the first 6 rounds. Because like the body's not meant to do this for 36 minutes. Like it's exhausting. It's like the perfect example of what happens when though that level of fighter really goes out there and send it would be Hagler Hearns. It's like, yeah, it's gonna go about 3 rounds.
I agree.
It's gonna go about 3 rounds, and they really go out there and they really start fighting.
3 rounds, yes. If somebody ain't knocked out in the second, for sure. Yeah, I agree.
And I feel like, man, like one of the things that I did, I know this might sound cringy, but one of the things that I did like that Jake Paul was doing was the 6 round fights. I was like, I feel like that encourages action, because it's not so long, but it's like it's a little bit long where you get some time to work, but it's like you also, man, you got to get in there and get after it because it's only 6,
right?
You know,
I agree.
That is a perfect number, like for the round boxing round. Like that's one of the things he did innovating on it. So like
6 or 8, 6 or 8, I think that's good. But it's like, man, once you get 10, 12, especially, I mean, I'm glad they don't do 15 no more. Like, that was just like, man,
it's getting hurt off of it.
Yeah, it's like you're gonna let them keep getting up, and and it's like, come on, man, like, oh yeah, I mean, dude, like old bare knuckle fights, bro. They used to go hundreds of rounds.
Yeah, the farthest I've heard of boxing go about was like 40 rounds or something like that.
I don't know, man. Like, there's like, if you look it up, man, like back now, like just like in the early 1900s, late 1800s, or not even that long, man. Some of these gypsy families over there, like in Europe, bro, like they handle like family disputes through bare knuckle boxing, and I mean they'll bet big money on it too. But I mean they'll be going 120 rounds and stuff because it's just they fight until there's a winner.
We're talking about cardio,
cardio. Yeah, but it's like they give them rounds, but it's like there is no round limit.
Right.
It's just, we're going to go these 2-minute rounds, and it's just going to be
continue
until we have a winner.
Well, that's not like Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, that's right. But I mean, fight to the death, right?
Well, yeah, but I mean, they're family feuds. You know what I'm saying? Like these people really, these family things go back like years. I mean, they really don't like each other, and then they're betting big money on it too. Like, I mean, I'm talking about like the families will pitch in together and like build the pot. And so
they go on. They like we finna pick the best boxer of the family, right?
Well, that's what they do. Yeah, that's what they do. But they'll even have it where it's like, all right, we're gonna send 4 of our family, and you send 4 of your family. They'll do it and stuff like that. But then they'll have like the main event, and that's the one that they put all the big money on. Yeah. But it's like whenever they have those, like they make other family members get in there and get after it too. And so it's like it's really interesting, man. But like them old bare knuckle fights, though, they would fight like hundreds of rounds, but then like they'd do it again like next weekend.
They snap for bare knuckle. If I even do a bare knuckle fight, it would be one, and I'm off for 6-7 months of the year.
Yeah,
I grew up bare knuckle fighting.
Like I did bare knuckle fighting too, as a teenager kid, but versus somebody with skill, you know what I'm saying? It's totally different. Somebody that really know how to punch in a bare knuckle fight, it's a lot more effective.
Yeah, well, I mean that, man, you just gotta have the cojones to be honest. Like, you gotta understand, man. Like I ain't gonna look as pretty as I do now when I come out of this. Yeah. Like even if you win, it's like
still don't matter. You're
probably gonna get cut up a little bit, probably.
Definitely.
But man, tell me, man, what are your future goals and aspirations with boxing?
As of right now, I'm still just doing it. I would love to continue on. I mean, a lot of people, they start off as a kid. So like I'm more in the Jake Paul area of not really having a lot of money, but just to do it when I can and hopefully try my hardest and succeed in it, and then I get somewhere. Yeah. But if it continues on like this, like ain't nobody really been training for 7 months and done came back home with a Slugfest Championship or a tournament, tough man tournament like me back at home yet. So I feel like I'm really doing something good. I feel like coach is helping me out with that. And if it continues on like this, I would love to continue and actually go big.
Sure, man. Well, we're looking forward to it. Hey, how can the fans follow you on social media?
The fans can follow me at RUGRXT Dreddy. We'll get that wrote down or something like that just to make sure. And I'd like to shout out Bargain Boys really quick from Maiden, Mississippi. And y'all, I'm supposed to be there next Friday, so if y'all could, everybody, y'all come out and support and get some pictures and sign a couple papers and shirts.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Ryan Rugrat Williams, appreciate your time today, man. Thank you.
Appreciate y'all. Y'all bless.